What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and it would appear that Hollywood is having a hard time with being canceled. That's right. Donald Glover, creator of wonderful music like This Is America, and actor from Community and a show called Atlanta, I believe, and Pan Lando Calrissian, has come out to say that basically Hollywood stinks, and it's because everyone's afraid of being canceled. Now, some people are interpreting this as a narrative on cancel culture. Others are interpreting it as a narrative on Hollywood not taking any risks. To me, it's both. Donald Glover, I mean, bro, this is your fault. We're living in a reboot, remake era of low risk, low effort content. Not art, not good shows, not media, but content. Because Hollywood knows that they have to do the absolute bare minimum to keep you tuned in. By the way, speaking of tuning in, I'm back up to almost 50% of my viewers that are watching are not subscribed. I know if you don't have an account, it's kind of a pain, or maybe you check every day, but I'm asking that if you don't have an account, you create one, or that if you haven't yet subscribed, there's a red subscribe button down below the video on the right. If you click that, I will be eternally thankful. It shows YouTube that people still want to see my videos, and maybe one day they might actually recommend one of them. So Donald Glover put out a tweet thread today, and started trending, in fact, after saying we're getting boring stuff and not even experimental mistakes, because he believes creators are afraid of their shows being canceled by networks if they don't take any risks. Quote, "We're getting boring stuff and it's not even experimental mistakes because people are afraid of getting canceled. Saw people on here having a discussion about how tired they are of reviewing boring stuff, TV and film. So they feel like they can only experiment with aesthetic. Also, because some of them know they're not that good." Now, people seem to like his show Atlanta or whatever it is. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I haven't watched it, but you see a lot of people talking about Donald Glover fear of, quote, getting canceled is resulting in boring films. Well, yeah, of course. That's exactly what's going on here. And you also see this article. Donald Glover says cancel culture is resulting in boring art. I don't think that's what he's talking about, but I also think that Donald Glover is correct in that Hollywood content is boring because they're afraid. You see, TV and films are boring because people are afraid of getting canceled. Actor, musician slams artistic, chilling, affecting by fear. This from Paul Joseph Watson. Glover, also known by his stage name Childish Gambino, made the comments via his official Twitter account. We saw that. Apologists immediately reacted to the remarks, claiming that Glover was referring to the cancellation of TV shows and not cancel culture itself, although the comments clearly indicate Glover was referring to cancel culture. The left has attempted to continue to maintain the doublethink of claiming that cancel culture doesn't exist, despite having weaponized it routinely to cancel, quote, problematic actors and musicians who dare to dissent from the woke cult dogma. As we previously highlighted, though the Who legend Roger Daltrey made similar comments to Glover last week when he said the woke generation was making everything miserable, including themselves. Quote, "It's terrifying the miserable world they're going to create for themselves." I mean, anyone who's lived a life and seen what they're doing, you just know that it's a route to somewhere. And that's exactly true. I talk about that all the time on this channel. I talk about, who's really driving a lot of this, cancel culture stuff. And it's sad individuals who are not happy with their life and want everyone else around them sad and unhappy. That's really the only outcome that makes them happy, is when others are deeply unhappy. You could see New York Post saying, "Where's all the good TV gone?" That's what Donald Glover would like to know. His succinct hot take is currently being disputed, however, due to confusion over the use of his word canceled. His reps did not respond to the Post's request for clarification. The 37-year-old actor and director, also known as blah, 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 don't care, his career as a writer in shows like Community and 30 Rock, and has since gone on to produce his own series, the Emmy-winning show Atlanta. But the biz ain't what it used to be, according to Glover. Saw people on here, so they feel. We already saw that. Many responded to Glover's proclamation with disdain for seeming to side with an increasingly popular talking point that cancel culture is out of control. As post-editorial columnist Matthew Hennessy has argued, a source of anxiety for writers and artists who fear being called out for offending someone or a group. Quote, Hollywood elites have nothing to complain about, so they just complain about cancel culture as if they aren't the most famous people in the world, said one critic. Except that's not what Glover's talking about, according to some careful readers of the replies. He's talking about movies and TV shows being canceled, but everyone's brains are so poisoned by Twitter they think he's talking about cancel culture, responded YouTube gamer Dolan Dark, whose astute analysis has garnered more than 8,000 likes. Meanwhile, the groundbreaking 2018 single is currently under threat, by the way. Speaking of unoriginal content, the This Is America rapper is currently under threat as the Florida rapper Kid West has reportedly filed suit against Glover on Thursday, naming RCA Records, Rock Nation, and the rapper Young Thug, who collaborated on the song, as co-defendants on the unmistakably substantially similar, if not practically identical to his own tune, a song coincidentally or not named Made in America. Glover has yet to issue a statement. So did Donald Glover steal this music? Probably. Somebody down the line did. Probably not himself. Happens all the time in the rap game, especially with samples and things like that. These particular types of lawsuits never end up getting anywhere. But whoever files them gets a little bit of clout. But the thing is, I don't believe he's talking about cancel culture. I believe that Donald Glover is someone that would willingly participate in cancel culture. You see, quick, somebody tell Donald Glover it's just accountability culture that's making everything unfunny and boring. What it is that TV is a big money game. There's a lot of cash in it for TV producers, Hollywood actors, all sorts of things. But ultimately, yes, of course, cancel culture is a part of that. I don't think that's what he was referring to, but I can't be sure. I mean, he hasn't offered any clarification. Maybe he means just they don't want the TV show to take any risks because of the TV show being canceled. But ultimately, that's what it is. Many professional reviewers just don't know how to watch deeply or actively in the first place. Even if daring stuff was coming out, they wouldn't know how to discuss it. That's probably true. Many users also called into question what Glover's tweets were even referring to canceled in the literal sense of programs being taken off the air or defunded, or if he was simply talking about commentary about cancel culture. I'm not sure. Ultimately, I would say that he ends his series of tweets by writing that some artists feel as though they can only experiment with aesthetic as a result. I would argue that this probably does apply to both. This is a rare crossover where, cancel culture and just simply being canceled are one and the same. I don't think Donald Glover ever has to worry about being canceled. He's the right mixture of woke. He's basically untouchable, I guess, unless he came out and supported a conservative presidential candidate, would probably be the only thing that might hurt him. And maybe this is in reference to his current ongoing litigation, although that seems unlikely. But yeah, everything coming out of Hollywood is low risk and boring because, because taking risks and being unique is not rewarded when the status quo keeps getting perpetuated by the same low IQ individuals. Hollywood isn't looking to entertain you. They're looking to extract cash from you. And that's the primary reason so much Hollywood output content, music, movies, television are all garbage. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.